Welcome to the Butler Township Board of Trustees meeting Tuesday, March 25th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Would you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, our next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. We have the regular meeting minutes of February 24th, 2025, and the workshop meeting minutes of March 11th, 2025. Do I have any comments on those? Do I have a motion?
No comments, and I make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of February 24th, 2025, and the workshop meeting minutes of March 11th, 2025.
I second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, moving on to public comments. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes each. You must come to the podium to speak and state your name and address for the record. Do I have any comments this evening? Right, seeing none, we will move on to the administrator's recommendations. Ms. Vogel.
Thank you. Resolution number 25-11, a resolution granting permission for the Montgomery County Auditor to advance real estate and estate taxes for tax year 2024 to be collected in 2025. And this is a routine resolution that we do every year for our tax collection.
All right, any comments, gentlemen?
No comment.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 25-11, resolution granting permission for the Montgomery County Auditor to advance real estate and estate taxes for tax year 2024 to be collected in 2025.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Thein?
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski?
Yes.
Okay, next resolution number 25-12, a resolution approving the permanent appropriations, revenue budget, and certificate of estimated resources available for expenditure for Butler Township during fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. These are our final budget numbers for 2025. In your report, I have listed what those adjustments were. We had some amendments in the fire fund that you guys approved on the last meeting, and then a slight increase for the 2026 medic that we'll be receiving soon. The Harson TIF, we had an adjustment which will also include an amendment to a resolution later on in the agenda for $1.2 million of appropriations for the remaining Benchwood Station project. That was actually appropriated in the resolution from last year already, but we did not need those funds as of the end of 2024. So it's just amending it, saying that we're increasing those appropriations now for 2025. The actual project cost or budget did not increase. Also in there is $61,000 for concrete improvements on Commerce Center and York Commons Boulevard. So our plan is to push the paving back to next year and work on both of those roads for concrete first, and then come back with paving for next year, and then those roads will all be done in the business district. Yorkshire TIF, an increase in $600,000 for the TIF agreement that was approved for the Yorkshire Section 3 development, and then $34,582. That's the other half of the truck purchase from the last meeting. Morris TIF increased by $25,000 for concrete improvements on Commerce Center Drive, and the Engle Road TIF district, an increase for $39,000 for estimates for the Engle Road asphalt overlay. So final total appropriations, $15,686,041.04.
All right, comments, gentlemen?
No comment.
Okay. I make a motion to approve resolution number 25-12, a resolution approving the permanent appropriations, revenue budget, and certificate of estimated resources available for expenditure for Butler Township during fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025.
Second.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Thein?
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski?
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 25-13, a resolution approving the solid waste management plan of the Montgomery County Solid Waste Management District. We discussed this with John Manier, the Assistant Director of the Solid Waste District, at our workshop meeting 2 weeks ago. And he explained the rate structure that the policy committee has put together. And basically what it comes down to for the first year is a 70-cent per household increase per year. So basically 6 cents per household per month is what that looks like for Butler Township based on our capacity of trash. And that will just be added on to our contract most likely with Rumpke. So they'll get that cost on their bill, and then they will bill us most likely for that additional cost.
All right, comments or questions? No?
Yeah, I'll just say that I appreciated them coming out and explaining this to us.
Yeah, I was going to say that also.
Yep.
It was nice. It was a nice presentation.
Yep. So in favor of cooperation with the county, appreciate that their desire to communicate well. So it's good precedent. I will make a motion to approve resolution number 25-13, a resolution approving the solid waste management plan of the Montgomery County Solid Waste Management District.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein,
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski,
Yes.
Resolution 25-14, a resolution authorizing the fire chief to purchase 2 Chevy Tahoe vehicles from Tim Lally Chevrolet in Warrensville, Ohio. And these 2 vehicles were planned in the 2024 budget, but they were not able to purchase them due to supply issues. So we have appropriated those in the budget in 2025, and each vehicle is $53,375.39. One will be paid for from the fire fund and one from the Singing Ridge TIF fund.
All right, comments or questions?
No comment.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 25-15, a resolution extending we're on resolution number 25-14. That's my fault. I make a motion to approve resolution number 25-14, a resolution authorizing the fire chief to purchase 2 Chevy Tahoe vehicles from Tim Lally Chevrolet in Warrensville, Ohio.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein,
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski,
Yes.
Okay, Resolution 25-15, a resolution extending the moratorium on the cultivation, processing, and retail sale of adult-use cannabis within Butler Township for an additional 180 days. Our moratorium that currently is in place expires on April 18th, so this extension will provide the township additional time to propose legislation for the prohibition for adult-use cannabis retail cultivation and processing uses.
All right, questions or comments?
No questions.
No questions. I make a motion to approve resolution number 25-15, resolution extending the moratorium on the cultivation, processing, and retail sale of adult-use cannabis within Butler Township for an additional 180 days.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein,
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski,
Yes.
Resolution 25-16, a resolution authorizing the service director to purchase a 2025 John Deere Quick Track zero-turn mower from Koenig Equipment in Tip City, Ohio. The total purchase price is state bid pricing at $12,707.09, and funds will be allocated from the gasoline tax fund.
Any questions or comments, gentlemen?
Nope. Have none.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 25-16, a resolution authorizing the service director to purchase a 2025 John Deere Quick Track zero-turn mower from Koenig Equipment in Tip City, Ohio.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein,
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski,
Yes.
Okay, a motion declaring vehicles surplus in the fire department and authorizing the vehicles to be sold on GovDeals. This includes a 2005 Ford F-150 and a 2016 Chevy Tahoe, which are no longer needed in the fire department.
All right, gentlemen, questions or comments?
Nope.
I make a motion declaring vehicles surplus in the fire department and authorizing the vehicles to be sold on GovDeals.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein,
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski,
Yes.
Okay, next we have a motion to approve the liquor permit request and waive a hearing for Miller Lane LLC, the El Toro at 6770 Miller Lane, and IPJB LLC, the Amar India at 7070 Miller Lane. The police chief has reviewed these requests and recommends that the board waive both hearings.
Any questions, gentlemen?
No questions.
Into
None that I'm aware of. A motion to approve, I make a motion to approve the liquor permit requests and waive a hearing for Miller Lane LLC El Toro at 6770 Miller Lane and IPJB LLC Amar India at 7070 Miller Lane.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein,
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski.
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion to amend Resolution 24-05, a resolution approving Phase 2 addendum to the project management and financing agreement with the Montgomery County Transportation Improvement District for the Benchwood Station Improvement Project. This amendment includes language to allow the remaining funds of the project to be appropriated in 2025, that $1.2 million we discussed.
Comments or questions? Right.
I make a motion to amend resolution number 24-05, a resolution approving a Phase 2 addendum to the project management and financing agreement with the Montgomery County Transportation Improvement District for the Benchwood Station Improvement Project.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein.
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski.
Yes.
Okay, and I have two additional motions that I would like to request the board to consider. One is the new agreement with South Community for our CIT program, which I sent to you via email. And this is just for the 2025 year, which we budgeted for in our 2025 budget. There's no changes to the agreement from last year, correct?
All right, gentlemen.
Only comment is just that I believe in this program, and I think it's a really good thing that the township does cooperatively. And I think for anyone watching or other residents, that they need to know that our police department is putting in the work necessary to care for people respectfully, and that's what this program represents. So a lot more than even just a resolution. This is a way that we put our words into action in the way we care for people. So appreciate this. I make a motion to authorize the police chief to enter into a memorandum of understanding with South Community for the mobile CIT program as planned for in the 2025 budget.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein, Ms. Pruszynski.
Yes.
Okay, and lastly, motion to amend Resolution 24-62, a resolution adopting the 2025 annual OPERS conversion plan. We approved this resolution at the end of the year last year, and it's typically the same resolution every year, but this year OPERS had asked us to make a couple adjustments, and one is just adding the maximum number of hours that an employee can convert from vacation to pay, and then also removing personal leave because that is not payable to the employee. So those are the amendments that were made on that resolution.
All right. Comments or questions?
No.
I have none. I make a motion to amend resolution number 24-62, a resolution adopting the 2025 annual OPERS conversion plan.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Thein.
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski.
Yes. All right. That concludes our administrator's recommendations. Moving on to informal business we'll begin with Chief Porter.
Just a few little items. April 1st, we'll be having our spring coffee with cops on Tuesday, April 1st from 9 to 10:30. That'll be over at Winans. Thank you for trustees, administration, for extending the moratorium on marijuana. Record that it continues to be a problem in our schools. Vaping, though exists on state records, it's still a problem. Thank you for that. And then in conjunction with all the liquor permits have been.
Great. Thank you very much. Fire Chief Dan Alig.
Thanks. I just have a couple things. First, thanks for the support for the capital equipment. Today we received 50 more carbon monoxide detectors from Dayton, it's firefighter company credit union. So we ran out for the first time ever this last year. So we're restocked and ready to go. And we're almost at full staffing. We had one more working through the background process, and then we had one of our newest full-time guys resign yesterday, decided to get out of the business. So we're almost there. So we have to readjust. So I'm hoping it will for at least a year or so. That's all I have, thanks.
All right, thank you, Mr. Alig. How about Service Director Jeff Barnett?
Thank you for the mower purchase. We did receive our dump truck / bucket truck, swap loader, remember, but that was a 2024 approved purchase. We finally received that truck. Truck does have to go back for some minor adjustments that need to be on it. Thing checks out good on it outside of that. And then we will be at full staff starting next. Add. That's it.
Congratulations.
All right, Ms. Vogel.
Hey, I just want to add, just excited to see some new development and remodeling happening in our business district with the Benchwood Station project. Now we've seen the residents in with their grand opening and their big remodel. They put $4 million of improvements into that location. Luxury Nail expanded next door where the old Premier Urgent Care was located, and they've done a complete remodel inside. And then Golden Corral has done a complete facelift on their building.
It looks good too.
So,
Gold Corral looks good.
Yeah, it's just nice to see, some of that investment happening and alongside with the Benchwood Station project. So just wanted to note that.
Yeah,
And-
Drury Inn just put in a nice new sign like yesterday as
Oh,
well.
yeah, I saw that too.
Did they?
Yep.
See that?
Yeah, they their tall sign had like one of the letters knocked out or something, and just almost immediately, like they got a brand new sign on there. I was like, look at that.
I think I saw Outback redoing their pylon sign or another sign the other day too. So it's just, yeah, it's good seeing people starting to,
Being best.
yes.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, Fiscal Officer Greg Brush.
I just want to encourage you to make sure you keep an eye out on the legislation moving through over in Columbus. They just passed the bill out of the House that could potentially affect us on property taxes. And while we all realize that this is an issue that needs to be dealt with, it needs to be a smart way. We're also hearing overtures of no property tax, no income tax, which is great, but it also equals no service. So we're going to have to get this figured out. So we really need to keep an eye on this because there will be no hiring people. There will be no officers on the street. This is serious, serious stuff we're dealing with. Unfortunately, sometimes I feel complaining about like, oh, just cut.
Mm.
But we want to deliver service. I want a medic to show up at my house. I want a police officer to show up. I want my roads taken care of. There's just something we all need to be doing, and making sure people understand. Thank you.
Anything else?
No,
All right, thank you for that information, Mr. Brush. All right, Trustee Jackson.
Yeah, I thought that the annual Chamber of Commerce meeting was very well put together, and I liked the way that they put the breakfast together with the awards this year. Thought that was a good organization from our local chamber. I also just want to give my regards to Ms. Vogel and the team on the 2025 State of the Township video project. I thought that looked really sharp and was a good representation of growth and things that we're continuing to work on, and very, very sharp and strong representation. So I liked that. Also, congratulations to our Butler bowling team with with the high school girls and winning state. I just want to say that if anyone's going to get a bowling alley as well, I think that Butler Township, I just want to say publicly that we should get a bowling alley for our Butler Aviators, who the men and the girls team and the guys team both have won state over the last few years. So, yeah, we should put the word out to anybody who wants to open up a bowling alley. We might have a spot over at Benchwood Station. So, anyway, grateful for lots of good things going on in the community. That's all I got.
All right,
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Erica for doing a great job putting that presentation together too. It really came out good, and I know you used AI, which I thought was interesting. So I actually saw a practical use for it there. So, but yeah, and I think I have not had any complaint from any of the business owners on Miller Lane, which to me is amazing.
The win.
Yeah, so I've heard nothing but good things. So, and obviously they're happy with it, or they wouldn't be reinvesting.
Great. Yep, okay, so everyone's taken my comments, and I'm really proud of those lady aviators. Woo! So, congrats, and do I have a motion to?
I make a motion to pay the bills of the township.
I'll second.
Mr. Jackson.
Yes.
Mr. Thein.
Yes.
Ms. Pruszynski.
Yes. All right, we'll adjourn at 6:21.